What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of the Sambuco sessions.
Woo!
We got a very special guest, Nory, here. And before we get going, I would like to thank Stu for sponsoring today's session. Thank you, Stu from Australia, for sponsoring today's session.
Thank you, mate.
We appreciate you very much for everything. All right, so Nory, give me your musical origin. What got you into music? What got you wanting to start this rap career you got going? What made you want to become an independent artist?
Wow, thanks for having me. And once again, shout out to our beloved Stu. So, when I was 6 years old, I discovered Michael Jackson. And following that discovery, I became enamored with his career, his catalog of music, his artistry. I used to dance as a result of that discovery. And so I was doing ballet, I was doing hip hop and, like breakdancing, I was doing contemporary dance all throughout my early teens and late adolescence and stuff. And then the end of high school came, and I had kind of stopped dancing by that point and did more conventional things like soccer and, what high schoolers do. And towards the end of high school, I opened up GarageBand to make diss tracks with my friends, not really knowing how to do it, but knowing GarageBand was the place where you could make music. Can I curse on this?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay, where you can fuck around and make some shit happen musically. So I started making these diss songs towards my friends, writing raps. But I used to rap a lot during high school in the cafeteria as a joke. I was weirdly really good at it. We would freestyle in the homie's car. Every high schooler has this experience. But I was always really good at it because I was listening to so much hip hop throughout my life, and also just unintentionally very sort of skilled with words throughout my life as well. And words were always a big part of who I am. So rapping eventually became a big part of my journey into music as I started producing. So after fucking around with GarageBand, after that whole summer, towards the end of high school, I started just going hard, and every day I was producing music, not really even thinking about it, but just doing it because I loved it so much. And I'd be headphones and laptop, just making terrible instrumentals, having no musical background or no musical knowledge, just doing it and having fun. And that kept spiraling towards learning about music theory, meeting musicians, and that's really where I ended up really starting to take it seriously. And I didn't know what I was doing. I feel that's my greatest skill at that time.
Oh, yeah, I feel you. So you were saying you were into soccer and all these other things after high school? So you were post high school, you were just let me kick around the soccer ball for fun?
Well, no, during high school is when I picked up soccer.
Okay, nice.
And I still played in college, actually.
Oh, where did you go to college?
So my first 3 years of undergrad, I went to Florida Gulf Coast University, which is a public university.
Represent Florida. I used to live there.
Yeah, from Miami. So
okay, let's go.
Let's go. Although I don't really claim Florida, I just claim Miami. But
whatever.
So yeah, I was playing soccer during high school and departed from my dancing youth.
Yeah.
But then I found music again via producing at the end of high school, and that summer of senior year where you're going to college, that summer is when I really started to produce every day. And that was 2019, so not that long ago, and it's just been literally every single day of my life for hours creating music, learning about music, playing music, meeting musicians, and growing as a musician.
Nice, man. So we met, I believe, at Funkadelic Studio one day. Mm-hmm. Have you met a lot of just musicians just by working there or just being around that community?
Yeah, when I moved to New York 3 years ago, Funkadelic Studios was the only studio that ever replied to my email when I was looking for work. And so the week I moved here, I started working there as an intern, as you do, and I was also finishing my degree simultaneously at the New School.
Oh, yeah?
I was studying contemporary music there and political science also.
Nice.
And so Funkadelic has been an amazing place for me to meet dope ass people like yourself, and also has been a home for me to like practice as a musician also, because it's an amazing rehearsal studio.
Shout out Dawn, the owner.
Facts. Yo, Dawn saved me. She's like my Jesus, for real. And she taught me a lot, because then I went from being an intern to a manager, and that job had a lot of responsibilities that, you know, made living in New York an additionally challenging but very like informal experience for me. You know, I was essentially managing this business with Dawn, learning about all these administrative things, because running a studio sounds like a lot of fun, but it's really like running any other business.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have clients, you need to concern yourself with money and the amount of, you know, bills that you have to
Facts.
pay. Like, that space in Midtown is crazy.
I bet it's insanely expensive. Then you got the repairs, 'cause you got all the idiots turning the amps up to 10. Like, you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? People banging on the drums way too hard.
Yeah,
all that crap.
it's an
Yeah.
endless, extremely expensive and difficult business to run. But, you know, Dawn does it out of love for the community, and that's why it's still around for like 30 years.
That's how I met my band at Funkadelic Studios, because NYC Guitar School, they were renting it out for their summer program, and I remember I hear someone smacking on the drums one day, and I walk in the room, and it was Nacri, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that's how it all went down, you know what
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's crazy.
Yes, I feel like Funkadelic has lots of history, and that's a place that needs to be preserved in New York forever.
I agree.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I agree, man. A lot of dope projects like that have happened from Funkadelic.
Facts,
Yeah.
facts. So now let's talk about food.
All right.
What's your favorite dish that you've had in the past 72 hours?
Okay. Well, I'm vegan, actually. I've been vegan for 7 years, and I think the best thing I've eaten in the last 72 hours was a lentil sandwich I had 4 hours ago at Zabar's. You know Zabar's?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like classic
yes.
deli thing, Upper East Side.
It's mad expensive.
Yeah, bro. It cost me $20 for a lentil sandwich. But it wasn't even a whole sandwich. It was half of the sandwich.
Wow.
But it was like, I was like,
Wait, 20 for a half?
20 for half a sandwich, man. And it was just lentils and bread.
Wait, like half of like a regular square sandwich?
Well, no.
Or like half of a like big baguette?
So it was like a ciabatta situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know that bread?
Of course, I'm a
Right.
big foodie guy. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I guess maybe it wasn't half, but it was this big.
Okay, wow.
It was $20 for this, like, you know, not that big of a sandwich. You know, I just spent the same amount at Sonny and Annie's, and that was like double the food. You know,
Facts.
I'd be balling out on my sandwiches.
Well, I mean, you might as well. It's
I
impossible
agree.
to not ball out in New York, honestly.
Right.
You
You
wanna
right.
eat cheap. Cheap is like $20 for a meal. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. Dude, you walk out of your front door and you already spend like $300, like just like stepping outside.
I know, it's absurd in this joint.
Yeah, it is. But the food's crazy. It's really good. City 8 probably is the best food in the world, in my opinion.
Facts.
And that sandwich was great. I mean, it was expensive, but it was like, wow, like this is really good.
Facts. You know, I actually knew someone who was related to the owners of the Zabar chain.
Dude, I also do.
Her name was Avery Zabar.
Okay, cuz
They have the last name Zabar?
yes, my family, I actually forgot his name, but my family friend just got engaged with a Zabar.
What?
Yeah,
Wow. Small world out here, man.
for real.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get a discount.
Yeah, facts.
Zabar's discount.
Facts. Then you could pay Whole Foods prices at Zabar's.
Mm. Still not that good, really.
Yeah. All right. So, what was the hardest part about moving to New York, being a Miami native, and what was the easiest part?
Okay, the easiest part was I felt like I wasn't home until I moved here. So,
Okay, bet.
and culturally and emotionally and spiritually, I immediately fell into place in the city. And I felt like my whole life before being here was a place of discomfort and like dissatisfaction. And then living here and moving here, I feel like I've solved that puzzle in my life where I'm like, oh, this is my home.
I feel you, yeah.
I guess the hardest part for me has been outside of like how expensive it is, which is a huge deal. It's hard to break into the city.
I get what you mean.
You know,
yeah.
I spent a lot of my, at least half a year moving here, not really knowing where to go for music, like where to find these communities that I had heard my whole life, hearing about, spent my whole life hearing about. Breaking into the city, I felt like was really difficult. And people here, they don't want to give you a chance unless they know you.
Facts.
Because there's so many people who are seeking chances. Even as far as like going to jam sessions and stuff, and like not getting an opportunity to get up because they don't know who you are, like that kind of stuff makes it difficult in the beginning. But you gotta break through, and I respect that New York has a bit of a pushback towards those who are not taking it serious enough. Because if you're out here and you're not genuinely passionate or driven about what you want to do, it'll kick you out.
Facts.
You'll end up back home in less than a year probably.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So what steps did you take to find your tribe, like find your boys? You know what I'm saying? How did that occur? Like, what was like the moment that clicked where you were like, this is my boy, or this is my homie?
No, it's a great question. Honestly, a lot of it had to do with moving to Brooklyn.
Okay, yeah.
When I first moved to New York, I was living with a girl, my ex-girlfriend.
Ooh.
Shout out Emma. And we were living not far from here in the village.
Okay, nice.
And, we had this very nice apartment, and it was very expensive and small, but I didn't, before moving to New York City, know that there was a scene in Brooklyn. I just had no idea. I didn't even know where Brooklyn was. I was so misinformed and uneducated about the city. And the idea of living in Brooklyn just felt so far. It was like I had this preconceived notion that everything needed to happen in Manhattan. I really didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. But eventually we broke up, and I moved to like a homie's couch in Bushwick for like 7 months.
Wow.
And shout out Brian for saving my life. And living there, I actually found the scene that I was craving in Manhattan, because obviously Manhattan is too expensive for real artists, who are trying to create shit, who aren't billionaires.
Oh, yeah.
To create art. Bushwick has that culture and that community there now.
The zest.
Right. Which I'm sure it's already moving further into Ridgewood, and then it'll probably end up in like Long Island by like year 2030,
Yeah, because the gentrifiers are just coming in at record numbers
no
matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My boy Castile, he just graduated from Berkeley. Shout out Alex Castile, but he moved to, what's it called? Bed-Stuy, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm a gentrifier.
At least he's aware of it. And in some ways, like, I am too, I'm not from New York. I moved to Bushwick, and I'm doing music. Thankfully, I'm finding a way to make it work for myself. And I have some support from my family to, like, make it possible. And I'm not ashamed of that, like, at all. I think I'm really grateful for it. And it took a while for them to, like, truly come around and see the vision, of like, I'm doing music, and that's a hard thing for people to like understand.
Oh yeah.
My parents come from like pretty sort of traditional professional backgrounds, so like the idea of their son like being a rapper and a producer is like strange, and like.
Yeah, but you're succeeding at it, bro. Yeah, you're going crazy. I see you every day.
Yeah. And that helps my case, because I'm not out here like I'm a rapper and then I'm not rapping. Like, I be working hard at it.
Yeah, you're also not like idiotic rapper. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you're smart, and what you do is you do it well. You're not one of these people like, I don't mean to talk trash, but you're not someone who like in the COVID times people were getting their, because I would intern at these music studios. Right, and there'd be these quote unquote rappers who'd come in with their stimulus checks, and then they'd just be smoking blunts the whole time, rapping the most like ass shit ever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you
it.
write lyrics that actually make sense. You're talking about real world problems. you're not just going in and being a total like dumbass. You know what I'm
Totally.
saying?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why
Thank
I've
you,
always
bro.
fucked with you. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Jay.
Yes, you are welcome. So, what inspired you to become vegan? Is it for health issues, or is it the animals, or is it everything? You're just for the vibes?
I thought vegans were pussies and gay
I
my
don't
whole
care.
life. I mean, but I used to think like if you're a vegan, like there's like something fundamentally wrong with you.
Yeah.
And then the sad the sad reason I became vegan is my father was diagnosed with stomach cancer,
Oh my gosh, sorry to hear that.
and thankfully because of becoming vegan, he made it out of
Wow.
that. I mean, I believe that's the reason. And now he has no cancer, but it was really bad. Like he was diagnosed out of nowhere with like stage 4 stomach cancer, which is not like the most fatal cancer, but like it came as a shock, and it made sense to some level because we were such carnivores. Like my mom is from the Middle East and from Saudi Arabia, and like that cuisine is so meat heavy, and like meat eating is such a big part of like masculinity there as well. So like it was just something I was raised with a lot, like chicken and steak and ribs and
Lamb and all that.
all that shit, especially lamb. But after we became vegan, we started being like really healthy. My dad was the reason that I did it, and became easy at first because he was bringing in all this vegan food at home, because I was still in high school, and now we've stuck at it, and I've gotten to the point where I'm like so deep in it that I can't go back.
Yeah, it's what you know now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good question.
Facts. So, what has been your favorite show that you've performed in the past 3 months?
Wow. Hands down, it might be my favorite show I've ever performed. Is July 3 months ago?
We'll call it 3 months
Okay.
ago.
I think it's like 3. What? Anyways, July I did my album showcase at Baby's Alright, and that was like
Love that venue.
yeah, great spot, and that was the biggest show I've ever done. Like, felt like for the first time it was like a real Nory show because I've performed a million shows after moving to New York, but this one had like hundreds of tickets sold and like people there to support me who I didn't even know, and like it felt like the real deal for the first time for me. And it also was a big moment because it was the first time that I would be performing my full album that I just released
Congratulations.
a month ago. Thank you, bro. And so I was trying out these songs and like seeing what people thought of it. And we played it before the album came out. The show was like 2 months or so before the record actually dropped. So it was a lot of work. Me and my producer that I worked on this album with, Near, and my band, which is Skippy on drums and Jordan on guitar, we had like 4 rehearsals just for this show, which is a lot for me. And I also tried in-ears for the first time, which is like hearing the tracks and like staying to click and like creating an entire production, which is a whole nother level of, work and money and time and effort. But it really paid off. I mean, that was like undeniably a cathartic experience because I put so much time and year plus of creating the music into that show.
Oh yeah, that must have been very, very accomplished feeling.
It really was, yeah.
So, who are your biggest inspirations, either right now or like growing up? Like when you think of like music that you heard, you're like, oh, I want to do that. Like, who were your guys or who were your gals, whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was really captivated, as I said, by Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah,
at
facts.
a really young age, and in a way that I was like obsessed. I don't think people understand. Like when I say I loved Michael Jackson, it wasn't like how regular people like celebrities.
Did he like you too?
I honestly might have been down by the extent of how much I admired him. Like if he invited me to Neverland Ranch, bro, I would be there, and I probably wouldn't quit. I'm not gonna go down that road. But when I was a kid, bro, and this was before those allegations really came out, so you're making it weird. I like had my mom get me someone to custom make me a Billie Jean replica jacket.
Wow.
And I learned the choreography of every one of his songs, like just me watching to the T, bro. Like
wow.
100%. And I perform these choreographies like in my living room. And there's videos out there of me as a kid, like wearing his clothes, studying his movements as an artist on stage, as a performer. And sometimes I forget, like, that really was the beginning of my obsession with performance and with music to some extent, because his stuff really spoke to me. And obviously, he's like the greatest of all time, widely regarded as that.
He is one of the GOATs, yes.
Once I started making music, I would say the people that I was really looking towards as inspiration were not rap artists, but it was a lot of like more instrumental leaning stuff. Like I think I was listening, because after my Michael Jackson phase as a kid, I got really into dubstep and electronic music because I was dancing, and like that was what was hot back then in like 2014 or 12 or whatever.
Oh yeah, facts.
So I was listening heavy to like Skrillex as a preteen, and which honestly Skrillex goes so hard.
He's a GOAT.
Yeah, like one of the best producers ever, and definitely like engineers ever, bro, because his mixes are crazy. So I had like that in my DNA coming into producing music. So it wasn't like strictly a hip hop thing, but you know, once I started rapping, Q-Tip, even like D'Angelo, he's not a rapper, but like, you know, the groove in his music is like the greatest ever. You know, just like the rhythm section of like Pino and Questlove on drums. It's like, it doesn't get more intoxicating than that as a rapper. And like that was the style that I really gravitated towards, like that Soulquarian era, because that was like rap, but as an art, truly, like as an elegant and sort of sophisticated art form. And then people like Kendrick really ran with that approach and created hip hop that became much more than simply music, but an entire world and an entire like musical universe. So people like Kendrick now, and yeah, like Kanye was a huge inspiration for me. Like when I first heard Yeezus, it changed my life. I'm sure it did for everyone who first heard it, because it's like, that's my greatest album of all time.
Yeezus?
Yeah. So I mean, there's a long list. Like people like Bjork also like heavily inspire me because she's so in her own world, you know, and so devoted to the art more than anything. Like her priority is just to create music that she can express herself in the best. And I feel like that's what I want for myself.
She ain't listening to no labels or anything.
Right.
Yeah,
You can't contain her, and she goes beyond her time. She transcends like genre or category or vibe. It's just Bjork. And
facts.
you know, you can say the same for Tyler the Creator to some extent too, you know.
What are your top 5 favorite desserts?
Wow. Okay. I would say I like a lemon tart
Nice.
thing.
Okay, yeah.
Like a lemon. I like lemon.
A vegan one.
Yeah, I like dark chocolate ice cream.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I like okay, we got top 5.
Yeah,
I like pudding.
pudding. Which kind of pudding?
Chocolate
Banana?
pudding.
You like bananas?
You could put some bananas in there. I wouldn't be like mad at you.
Okay.
But she like chocolate pudding is pretty fine. I like chocolate.
Yeah, facts.
I would say fuck. My headspace was like talking about like Michael Jackson. I love that. I don't know. I think that I can't think of any.
Wait, so no, you gotta fill out all 5. So you
Okay,
got lemon,
I think I got one more.
you got 2 more.
I like a macaron.
Macaroons.
Macaroons, bro.
I like macaroons.
I like
too.
a really good Like I lived in Paris for like half a year ish during the
Study
pandemic.
abroad.
No, I just went to Paris with that girl that I moved here with, and she had a stepdad. She has a stepdad who just had an apartment in Paris. So we went like during the pandemic when there was nothing to do but like eat in Paris.
Wow.
And I was like, fuck it, like I'll do school online because it was during the pandemic. So I was doing school remotely, and they didn't know, but I was just like in Paris. It was great.
Sounds amazing.
It was great. I was just making music, eating macaroons, and fucking walking around Paris alone.
You still got one more dessert.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you got the lemon tart, chocolate pudding, chocolate ice cream, and macaroons. It's 4.
He's keeping good tally. Okay. Is apples in? Oh, I can't say that, man. I'm gonna get roasted so hard.
What was it?
I fuck with an apple pie,
Okay, that's 5. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Apple pie is
like
pretty
on
good.
a Thanksgiving, or like a pumpkin pie
Yeah, pumpkin. Yeah.
with
yeah.
like some whipped cream.
Oh yeah.
Killing.
So you only eat vegan versions of these?
Well, now, yeah. But like, if I was in Paris, and you, no, yeah, I can't eat non-vegan shit anymore.
Would you eat a non-vegan version of each of these desserts for $10,000?
100%.
Okay.
I would do it for like $100.
Would you eat a 16-ounce ribeye for $1 million?
Oh yes, bro, absolutely. That's so much money.
Would you become not vegan for 3 months for $50,000?
Yes. What does that mean? Not like I'm forced to eat like a product of meat every day.
Yeah, but you just gotta you're getting a sandwich. The sandwich has to have like
Dude, $50,000.
Yeah, and you get
I have low standard. Like
you get 5,000 up front.
Yeah.
And then 45,000.
Hell
at the
yeah,
end.
bro.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Bet.
I need the money, bro. Like,
yeah. Okay, bet. All right. Would you eat a 8-ounce filet mignon cooked medium rare from Peter
sounds
Luger's
great. Oh hell yeah.
for $500?
Oh, see now we're in a range where I don't know if I need to. The answer is yes. 'Cause $500 to eat something is like, who the fuck am I to not take that money? If it was $200, I would question it. I think my breaking point is $200.
All right, so if there was a genie offering you $201 to eat the filet mignon, you would take it?
I think based
And the
off of
filet
the
mignon
logic,
is free included.
right?
Yeah.
Because that would good call there. Then yes, I think so. But honestly though, if you put that shit in front of me and I had to look at it, I think I would question and probably not do it. Because it's easy to say yes, but then the second I'm staring at a plate with a steak on it, bro. Because, dude, I get, like, nauseous walking down the meat aisle.
Nah, I know what you're saying, yeah. Or if
like,
you walk by, like, a Shake Shack where they're pumping out the
it
hamburger
disgusts me. Like, I am, like, internally disgusted by the idea of eating meat. So, and I obviously was not like this before. But when you go 7 years not having a single bite of meat, like, I have not tried a single bite of meat in 7 years. I don't even know like how my body would react.
All right, $1,000 and you have to eat 3 cheeseburgers from Shake Shack.
No, never eating a cheeseburger.
$10,000.
Okay, maybe $10,000 is a lot of money, bro. That's like it's like 1 month of rent in New York.
All right, no more. Would you do this for $10,000 questions?
I'm glad it stayed on the food category.
Would you never make music again for $1 million?
Dude, hell no, bro. I'm gonna make so much more than $1 million.
Okay, agreed with that.
Yeah.
All right. New topic. So, have you ever been to any countries in Africa?
I've been to Tunisia as a kid.
Nice.
I don't remember it, but I think like I went. And that's it. I've never really been to Africa. I would love to go to Africa.
Yeah, I went to Morocco and I went to Egypt. Both are pretty valid. I recommend Morocco.
Morocco, I've heard nothing but great things about.
It's fun. It's mad chill. You know what I'm saying?
Food's great.
Epic food, epic vibes.
Yeah. You're a seasoned traveler. We were discussing this before.
Yeah, I love to travel. It's one of my favorite activities, going around the world, seeing new places, meeting new people, experiencing different delicious types of foods. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big foodie guy. You know what
Do you have
I
a favorite
am saying?
restaurant in New York?
If you like Vietnamese food, I recommend Lily on the Upper East Side. That
Wait,
was
Lily's?
Lily.
Oh, I
Lily.
don't know. Oh, wait. Upper West Side.
Upper East.
Oh.
It's on like 83rd and
I was just there
First.
today.
Upper East.
Yeah.
That's my hometown, baby.
Nice. That's where you live?
Yeah, born and raised.
That's fire.
UES.
Hell yeah.
UES in Florida.
Yeah.
Palm Beach County, baby.
They're like opposites.
But yeah, Lily really caught me by surprise with just how damn good it was. I mean, the dinner I had tonight was great.
Tell me about it. Oh, yeah, the steakhouse.
Yeah, so I ate a porterhouse for 2, and I had a bunch of lobster.
Wow. Surf and turf.
Yeah, so I'm going on tour starting in November. So my parents were like, all right, this is your birthday dinner, because my birthday's in November.
Where are you going?
Just all across the USA, Canada. I'm finishing out in London.
Dude, congratulations.
Thanks.
That's so sick.
I'm excited. Also a little scared. It's going to be a lot, a lot of travel, a lot of, it's my first time, like, going to a new place every 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
For a month straight.
It's exhausting. You guys taking a van across the country?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My roommate just came back from like a 4-month country
in a
wide
van.
tour. In a van.
How is he?
He's good. He gained weight, but he had.
I don't want to get fat.
Well, it's really hard to like stay lean on tour because you're eating like Midwestern gas station food 99% of the time. But if you take it seriously, if you guys are about your shit, you could stay fit for sure. Go for a run like when you get to the place you're going to, or like go to the gym or some shit.
I'm already having a hard time not being a fat ass, and I stopped like drinking beer and stuff. You know
That'll
what
help.
I mean? Yeah, but it's like, damn, like I still feel like a fat ass every day. Whatever.
Same.
Yeah, I think it's just New York shit.
Yeah.
Because you're like surrounded by all the deli food, all the pizza, all that stuff, and it's like, all right, I never feel like cooking because I'm in New York. I could just walk 5 minutes and get a great slice of pizza or get a great sandwich.
There's so much food here, it's obscene, bro.
Exactly. So you never feel the need to just go to the grocery store, buy some beans or buy some fucking like chicken and then cook that up. I was just saying that because you're vegan.
I feel very seen.
You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to like be like, all right, I'm gonna be on a high protein lean diet right now because you got. At least for me, like, one of my favorite pizza places is right next to my house.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? So it gets me fucked up where I'm like, all right, I want to eat this delicious pizza.
It's just, like, in your mind all the time.
Yes.
You wake up thinking about it. Like, I go to sleep thinking about food. Like, that's the last thought I think about. I'm just like, I'm so excited to eat tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, what are you planning on eating?
Well, what everything. I guess the kind of cuisines that have, like, a rotation in my mind are like Vietnamese food.
Love Vietnamese food.
I love that shit. I think about like, call me disgustingly basic, okay? I don't care. I think about like salads, bro.
Yeah.
Salads are so good.
You like sweet green?
I like a sweet green. I think it's so healthy. I feel like a white basic bitch right now. But like, bro, it's so hard to get healthy food in America, and like that's one of the few places you can't.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it's not like as expensive as other places.
We in New York,
right? And I think also like I don't do drugs. A lot of people complain about food being expensive. Stop fucking buying drugs.
They stop buying the $50 eighths and all that crap.
Right. You'd have a lot more money for a better meal.
Dude, my bank account has looked like that ever since I stopped smoking weed.
Dude, that shit it's an expense.
Yeah.
And then drinks in Manhattan.
Oh,
alone.
yeah.
Dude, you spend $30 for a fucking martini out here, bro.
Costs like $100 to get drunk at least.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, in the East Village clubs, it's mad expensive, bro. If I don't do that shit, so my drug money goes to fucking Kale.
Yeah, facts. Agreed. Yeah, so, trying to think of something else to ask.
Take your time.
How would you describe your sound right now, and how has it evolved since your first drop?
Great question.
Thanks, ChatGPT came up with it.
Shout out. Like I said, when I first released music, it was instrumental music, and it was ass. You know, objectively, it was like not mixed or mastered. I didn't even know what that meant. So my first drop ever was an album called Trip, and it was in 2020, and it was a 7-song psychedelic instrumental album I made on Logic with my first like explorations of producing music. And you know, I had like pretty much it was like synthesizers and like hip hop beats and kind of like lo-fi psychedelic hip hop is what I would label the genre. And now my music sounds sort of like a blend of Pharrell, Kendrick, and Rage Against the Machine in like one.
Oh yeah, I know.
So it's
what
got
you
like
mean.
the sort of like funky pop-y style of Pharrell with the lyricism and approach to textures like Kendrick, and then the sort of live instrumentation of Rage in one. My latest album, Fuck That This The Rhythm, is like recorded with a band, and it's produced with a band. It's not like live only, of course, but some of the songs are. But it's like a hip hop album, but with a band, and just like great, you know, studio music tones. And like we recorded at Mission Sound. I don't know if you've heard of that spot.
I ain't heard of it.
It's
Where's
in
it at?
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's a great studio. I mean, like Arctic Monkeys have recorded there. And they have this like 70s Neve console that has had a lot of rock music recorded onto it. So my album is like really like rock meets hip hop.
Good. That's a very unique, good vibe. And I know New York has a big culture of doing rock meets hip hop vibes. Have you ever heard of Biohazard?
Nah.
That's some like
It's like
hardcore rap rock.
dude, I'm gonna check it out.
Pretty lit stuff, man. They have a song called like Tales from the Dark Side or something like that. That might not be the name of it.
Sounds
but
pretty
anyways,
heavy.
It is very heavy. So what keeps you grounded when shit gets stressful? The city, the industry, everything.
Great question.
Shout out chat.
I like to remind myself when I get really stressed that like it will pass. You know?
Yeah, facts.
And I had a recent fallout with a very close venue, like a falling out. This was a place where I double booked a show there.
What does that mean?
I booked the show at Babies. I also booked it at this place, and I forgot to cancel with them when I got Babies, and I fucked up, you know. And this was a place, I'm not gonna say it, because we've rebuilt some of the damage I caused, but this was a place that raised me as an artist and gave me a home and gave me opportunities, cared for my music. I've played at this venue, and that's really close to here actually. I've played at this venue like 12 actual shows, like many times.
Is it Heaven Can Wait?
No, they're gone.
What?
Heaven Can Wait closed. I don't know if you know about that.
When did it close?
Like a year ago.
No, you gotta.
Yeah.
Why did it close?
I think they closed and a few other spots closed.
Why?
I don't know.
They not
I
making
think it
enough
was
money?
I think it was money.
Dude, they should have just raised the prices on the drinks.
They were already pretty expensive, I think.
Bro.
But that was a great spot.
Are
I
you
had a
kidding
lot of
me, dude?
I
That
had a
was-
lot of great
what?
shows there too.
What?
Shout out Heaven Can Wait. That was a dope
That
nerd
was my
venue.
favorite venue ever.
But this venue is my favorite venue, and I fucking I fucked up as an artist, and like they had a Saturday slot that was supposed to be for me, and I canceled on them, and that's like thousands of dollars that they're gonna lose, you know, on a show that they could have had. So when I was going through this correspondence with them, they were like, "Yeah, you're never welcome back. Like we've done so much for you, and this is how you treat us." And it was like this super like personal fuck up, and I was like, at first I was like really scared and upset and stressed, you know? And then I kind of relaxed and I was like, look, you made a mistake. You're learning. You're young, and like it's a bad thing that happened, but it's not going to tank their business. Like they'll recover.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and they have, and I will be fine and we'll grow past this, and like kind of I try to adopt that headspace when things start to hit the fan. Things really, like, if you zoom out of your like egotistical world, are not that consequential. Like,
Yeah.
who the fuck would know or care about that happening?
Facts.
You know, other than
The
me
venue.
and the owner of the venue.
Yeah.
And you know, I apologized many times. I wrote many emails, and we've rebuilt a lot of that. And now he's down to have me do another show in the future. So it's like, it's always worth remembering not to lose your mind about things that seem really stressful. Like, even like people who get canceled, like, unless you're like Harvey Weinstein, you know, like, you'll probably bounce back. Like, think about
Oh.
Travis Scott, bro. He had 8 people die at his show. How could you come back from that? But no one fucking cares about that anymore.
Dude, that statement you made reminded me of this thing that we were talking about it in like a class I had at Berkeley. It was something like about like, oh, like, how would you feel like about like taking money from like a company that didn't necessarily have the exact morals and ethics of you? And I like raised my hand in the class. I was like, oh, well, I think as an artist, sometimes you just have to shut up and take the money, because even if you do get criticized, you got to think about it like fucking, you were talking about Kanye West earlier. He's had so much controversy and said the wildest things, like Michael Jackson, like all these people. I you know, I said that in the class and everyone was like, oh my God. So like, I agree. Like, it's like, okay, sure, you might do something that's a little bit out there, but I feel like you could always kind of recover in a way.
You're never going to please everyone either.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And like, musicians are fucking, like, they provide a service.
Facts.
Get paid. Obviously, like, I wouldn't do a show for like the Nazi party, but like
yeah, that's extreme. Neither would I.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, people, you know, threw shade at Beyonce for performing in Dubai because of like women's rights in Dubai. And like, Dubai is a huge city. It's a multicultural city. And
people go there for tax purposes.
Yeah, it's like, bro, it's a big place. Why would Beyonce not want to perform there? It's a good move for her. It's not like, you know, they're decapitating women on the streets in Dubai, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like Damascus when like ISIS took over Syria. Like, it's, you know, like, no one's ever going to be happy. Not everyone's going to be happy with whatever you do. I think artists should just have their interest in mind, in my opinion.
Yeah. And even if you were to do something, you know, let's say, you know, hate to talk about something slightly controversial, but if you were to perform for like Chick-fil-A and you were a big advocate for like LGBTQ rights, you know, you could go there and then be like, I advocate for LGBTQ rights while you were there. And then that could be on camera while you're performing at the Chick-fil-A festival.
100%. It could be an opportunity to actually make things even, you know, like, push a positive agenda.
Yeah, facts. That's how I feel about it, you know. But obviously, when I was in this class, everyone looked at me like I was like Satan, which I always look back at that and I was like, LOL.
I honestly have a really like applicable personal story to this.
Just bring it on.
And it is very controversial.
Who
But
cares? I mean, I don't care.
I don't care either. I'm half Jewish.
Yeah.
And half Muslim. My mother's from Saudi Arabia. My dad is a Jew. And I became close friends at one point with a rapper named Kosher Dills, who's a very famous Jewish rapper.
Yeah.
And now is sort of a big platform that promotes Israeli culture and Israeli history and that thing. And I'm not going to sit here and like say whether I agree or disagree with him. That's not the conversation I want to have. But at one point he invited me to perform at one of his events, and I spent a lot of time going back and forth in my head about this. Like, if I say yes to this, a lot of people will take me performing there as that I'm fully in accordance with his political views. A lot of people, if I don't, will see me as someone who doesn't agree with him, and will also sort of like feel disappointed. I decided to do the show, which was like, I think it was an album release of his or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a very like pro-Israel environment. And a lot of my band felt uncomfortable because this was right around the time where October 7th was happening.
Mm-hmm.
It was still kind of fresh, if I remember correctly, the war happening. And so some of my band, I had an Israeli in my band, but I also had like very pro-Palestinian activists in my band, which was its own separate conversation. But
Yeah.
while there, they felt pretty uncomfortable, and I took the opportunity while performing to bring it up and be like, look, you guys are all in your bubble here as like self-proclaimed Zionists, and I'm not going to stand here and shame you for how you were raised or what you believe in, but I will say, like, I did a whole freestyle rap about the importance of acknowledging that there are two sides to this situation, and that the world is a bigger world than the ones that live inside of a bubble. And I tried, without being overtly partisan,
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
like,
Not being too abrasive about it.
right,
Yeah.
but to not just like perform and get it over with, but like try and open up a conversation.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
I am Muslim, like legally. My father converted to Islam to marry my mom, and in Islam, if your father's Muslim, you're Muslim. And I was raised like with both religions in my life. I've been to the Middle East a lot, and like to me, I felt like out of everyone in that room, like I had an obligation to also talk about this. And like I said, like not to get political, but like artists can take these opportunities, these uncomfortable opportunities, to try and have a dialogue about things that make people uncomfortable,
Facts.
And at the end of the day, after I did that shit, I did get hate from people who saw me on the stories of Instagram, like at this guy's event, and people who were like, oh, you're a Zionist and all this shit. And then other people on his side who were like, why are you bringing up Palestine at like, why are you doing that? And I have I'm not going to say like my feelings about Coach Dills. I think he's a hardworking person, but like for me, I took this opportunity to try and like, bring up the conversation, and no one's going to feel, happy about it, but that's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, you can never please anyone. And also just like whole like social media thing, I feel like it's people get like a lot of their news and stuff from social media and all that crap.
Mhm.
Like, even on like, I remember Nakri made a post promoting one of our songs which has some Hebrew lyrics in it.
I saw that.
And then all the comments were like, fuck you, blah blah blah. No, I even saw your comment being like, people see Hebrew and they like bug
Yeah.
out all the time. It's like, oh God, just take a chill pill. Like, there's different people across
Right.
the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, at the end of the day, what I've learned from traveling everywhere, meeting people from so many different cultures and different walks of life, is that everyone's the same. We all wake up in the morning, we all drink a coffee, we all take a shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, obviously there's issues in the world, and it's sad that there's violence and all that going on, but people really do the same stuff and want the same thing for the most part.
It's
at the end of the day.
100% true, man. Everybody's the same, and everybody's scared, and everybody wants to fit in. My biggest disappointment, I would say, with the way that our generation is processing what's happening, is the need to point fingers and cast
Instantly.
hate
Yeah.
instantly. Guys, like, as Gen Zers or whatever, like, we have the whole world of information to learn, and instead of being in this echo chamber, which is what the algorithms are pushing into, it'd be so much cooler to, like, rather than just going to a protest that you don't know much about and then just like screaming and being like, you're a Zionist, and like pointing fingers and casting hate, like, take a second to like talk to people on the other side. Like, look at the state of our country. That's because we're not doing that.
Oh yeah.
I think my one of my biggest missions as an artist is to try and instigate these conversations peacefully, because I am both sides of this particular situation. You know, I don't sit comfortably on the fence. You know, like, it's not an easy thing to be both sides, because both sides are unhappy about me being on both sides. Like, I just had a video go viral, has like 500,000 views.
Congrats.
And it was me talking about being Jewish and Muslim. It had nothing to do with my music, of course. But it had me talking about being like raised with both of these religions, and like all the comments, it's so funny if you look at the comments. It'll be like Muslim people saying he's not Muslim, like shame on him. And it'll be Jewish people saying like he's not a Jew, shame on him. And there were obviously positives, you know, people were like, this is great, like finally. But it's just like, bro, why are we trying to divide ourselves so much?
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
Like, just fucking listen to my fun like hip hop, and like stop being so concerned about tribalism.
Yeah, facts, and your zestiness.
Yeah, ingest my zest.
All right, another question.
Hit me.
All right, what's one thing outside the city will never understand about? Okay, what is one thing people outside the city will never understand about NYC rap culture?
Wow, sick ass question, bro.
Thank you.
I would say what struck me moving here was the love.
The love.
Because I had this like 8 Mile perception of like what the rap scene out here would be like.
You ever go to a rap battle?
Yeah, I've done a lot of rap battles. And I always felt like it was going to be this super hostile, unfriendly place. But like, the hip hop culture in New York is the most compassionate, loving, and safe space you will ever find. And that shocked me. All those guys who are like the toughest, dopest rappers are the nicest, most caring people I know. And they want you to succeed at these events. Like, I remember I signed up for this rap battle, and it was like a bunch of old heads. I was the youngest guy by like 15 years at this spot, and they were all like seasoned rap veterans, like, and like pretty hard, like, you know, like gangsters and shit. And I pulled up and I was doing my thing, and like, I didn't make it past the second round. I got fucking floored. But they were so nice to me. I was like, damn, like, all of these cats were like super supportive, and like they liked my flow and were complimenting me. And that like blew me away, and they invited me like perform again, and then like opened up doors for me. And that was like so surreal. So I would say that's what people don't realize. Is like, hip hop is really about love and community. It's not about like toughness and being gangster. Like, that shit is cool, but it's not what keeps hip hop alive. I can tell you that.
Facts. Love keeps things alive.
It does.
So, what is your writing process like? Are you pen and pad type, or do you punch in and catch vibes?
That's definitely ChatGPT. I'm definitely more pen and pad. But I freestyle all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to these jam sessions. I host a jam session.
Where do you host it?
So I'd host a jam every Tuesday night in Brooklyn. It's called Java Jam. And we're at First Live, which is the venue.
Is it like what like I could pull up with my guitar and just jam?
Yeah, man. And it's all improvised music. We have like 100 people come through every week, and it's like a big community. I've been hosting it for 2 years, and every night I rap freestyle for like 5 hours, you know?
What?
So I've gotten like crazy good at freestyling. I still don't think of myself as a freestyle rapper, and I still think there's like way better freestyle rappers than me, probably on this block, you know? But like, it's a skill that I put a ton of hours into, because I go to these jams and I ran out of verses, you know, in my memory. I'm not about to like spit the same verse 3 nights in a row. So I would just start to freestyle and like figure out how to do it. But when I'm writing music in the studio, I'm definitely like, you know, like notes app heavy.
Could you freestyle right now for us?
I could freestyle right now for you.
Yo, I'm gonna put on a beat.
All right.
Real quick, one of my favorites. I think it's called Epic Gangster Reap.
Cool.
Epic Gangster Beat. Hardest gangsta beat ever. Have you
Hell
heard
yeah.
this one before? All right, I'm gonna put it up to the mic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a 2000s gangster beat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I said we do this all day, whether or not they naysay. On that podcast, check the forecast, the homie Jay. You can see the way I move in the morning like it's sway. Understand the way I do it? I tend to persuade. We get ominous, we rip up on the beat. I'm on top of it, the confidence is evident. Every word I speak, I set the precedent. Right here on the Avenue B. You watching me, and it's really getting hard to copy. I got that style so effortless. Flow is amazing. Can't ever stop on the microphone, I be so entertaining. We rocking on this beat, homie, catch the persuasion. Freestyle rapping, that's my occupation.
All right, wow, that was a pretty good one.
Thank you, bro.
That was good. That was good. You made hardest gangsta beat ever sound pretty good, man.
Thank you, bro. It was not the hardest gangster beat ever. I hated that beat. It
Yeah, I love it. So, who are your favorite gangster rappers?
Oh, wow.
Or just rappers in general? Do you like Birdman?
Birdman's cool. I don't really listen to his
You
music.
like Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne is like top 5. Not, let's say this. Lil Wayne is not my like favorite rappers top 5, but he is in the top 5 of all-time rappers. You know, like my favorites are different than what I think the objective top 5 is, you know?
Do you like JPEG Mafia or no?
I love JPEG Mafia.
Okay.
He's so sick.
Who else do you like?
Well, as in like of the current sort of hip hop world or in general?
You know, honestly, let's keep it more pre-2020 vibes. None of these new school heads.
Okay. I listen to a lot of Slum Village. I listen to a lot of, like I said, like that Soulquarian era.
Yeah.
Like early or like late 90s, early 2000s. Sort of like that Jay Dilla world.
Oh, yeah, type shit.
So all of those hip hop or all of those rappers in that style of hip hop. Obviously, like, you know, Tribe Called Quest is an obvious pick. Far Side, like early 90s, like Outkast too.
Ooh,
Andre.
Outkast. Andre 3000 spoke at my graduation.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Did he have a flute?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't even know.
I think Black Thought might be my favorite rapper of all time.
Black Thought?
Yeah, of the Roots.
Like
you know the Roots?
T-H-O-T?
No, like THOUGHT, like Thought.
Oh.
I'm sure there is a Black Thought, THOT, but that's not
Yeah.
the rapper that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about like the guy, the front rapper of the Roots, the band The Roots, with like Questlove and yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Word.
Have you ever listened to him rap?
I have never heard of Black Thought.
Okay, bro. After this, you gotta watch this like 10-minute freestyle he did.
Alright, but
It'll change your life.
you think you could do better than him?
No. Definitely not. I couldn't write a verse.
Alright. If there was $1 million on the line, what professional rapper would you pick to go against in a freestyle battle?
I feel like most of them I would body because I don't think most professional rappers that are like big in the mainstream are good at freestyling.
Okay.
But I don't know, like, you know, like I'm not sure. I feel like J. Cole, I don't know if he really freestyles when he does like freestyles, you know? So it's hard to tell like whether these cats can like really freestyle because it's just a different skill. It doesn't mean they're not good at rapping. Like obviously J. Cole is an incredible rapper and an amazing songwriter, which I don't know if I think he has beat me in that because he's fucking J. Cole and I'm not J. Cole. But yeah, I would say like most of them I think I could out freestyle just because I have more hours doing it probably than most of them because that's not the like culture they came up as an artist in. That's my answer.
How wonderful.
Thanks.
So, in Paris, what was your favorite neighborhood?
La Marais. La
Nice.
Marais. They got La Du Falafel there.
Oh,
Best
yeah.
falafel I've ever had in my life.
I like falafels.
I eat Mamoon's falafel pretty much every day. You know about Mamoon's?
You know, they opened one in my neighborhood. So they're
I walked
expanding
by it today.
on the UES.
Yeah, on that street, that one block that has like fucking the best food I've ever seen.
There's a pizza spot there called Coronet Pizza, and it has a C rating.
Like electricity C or like?
No, like a C health inspection rating.
Oh no, it's probably really good though.
Would you eat food from a restaurant with a D health inspection rating or a C?
No.
What about a B? I've eaten some B's.
B's I'm down for. B's is like they probably like forgot to clean the dishes.
No. You could read the health inspection for a B. It means
It's
there's
pretty
like
bad.
they find like mouse shit and all that in the restaurant.
Do you know that Himalayan spot on Houston Street?
No.
Himalayan Cafe. I think it's called Tibetan Cafe.
Okay, yeah.
I went there when I moved here. I was so excited to eat there. Like I was waiting so long. I took my girlfriend, and we ordered everything. Okay, I'm telling you, we ordered everything. I was like, I'm fucking buying the menu today. I'm so excited. Never tried Himalayan food before. The first thing comes. It's an avocado salad, and there's a cockroach in the avocado salad.
No way.
I couldn't eat out for like 3 months after that.
Yeah, that would traumatize me.
It
as
fucked
well.
me up, bro.
There was like an actual like living cockroach.
It was twitching.
Oh, I mean, I was in Shake Shack in Boston once,
Oh no.
just chilling with my roommate, his mom, and his brother, eating just some cheeseburgers, whatever. And I just saw a mouse run by off the floor.
In Shake Shack?
Yeah,
And could you continue eating after that?
yeah. Well, I lived in a crib, like one of the cribs I lived in. We had a basement apartment, aka one of my favorite
Wait,
apartments
where is
ever.
this?
Boston, Back Bay,
Do they have like rats in Boston?
mad rats.
Oh, okay.
There's hella rats everywhere.
Yeah.
In Boston. It's like just as bad as New York, honestly. But in this basement apartment that we lived in, the mice were just going crazy. They loved that apartment. You know what I'm saying? I remember waking up at 4 a.m. one day just to hear the rats going.
That's kind of fire. That was kind of sick.
Yeah, so you could imagine the feeling of waking up at 4 a.m. to a bunch of mice screeching in your bedroom.
Yeah.
And it's not like I ever ate food or anything in my bedroom either because I knew there was mice in the crib. So I was like,
Did you see them in your crib?
Yes, I once stepped on a dead mouse in my bedroom.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Thankfully,
That's
I was
like
wearing
rock bottom right there.
Thankfully, I was wearing socks when I stepped on the dead
Oh,
mouse.
that's not a like that's bad. Like you're wearing socks, bro. You could have been wearing shoes. That would have been way better. Socks is like pretty much barefoot. Like you getting all the textural information.
It was textured, and then after I stepped on it, the rotten mouse flesh stunk up the crib. It smelled like fish and just like nastiness. Well, like the moment I stepped on it and I hear the squish, I look down and I see that it's a dead mouse. I was like, I ran out the apartment, and then I came back inside and I scooped the dead mouse up, brought it outside, all that. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
But me and my roommate, like, we always talk about how we lived in the mouse apartment because then obviously we moved, But we were always like, I'd always be like, man, like I would work out so much harder when I lived in the mouse apartment because we were hardened. Like we were like hardened men because we lived in that mouse-ridden, disgusting basement apartment.
Trenches, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was way more masculine because I lived in that
I'm sure you were
environment.
Or probably just like you suppressed all your fears.
Yeah, bro. I would lift hard in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It really like that shit brought up my testosterone or something. Living in that.
You're like always in a state of panic.
Exactly. I miss it. I still have like
You miss it?
Not really. Honestly, bro, I've like prolonged I've like me and my roommate, we call it mouse schizophrenia because it's like sometimes I think I see a mouse and it'll just be like my shadow or whatever.
Well, dude, in my new apartment I moved into in Bushwick, we had a roach problem. And they were like small roaches, but I couldn't cook food without seeing like 8 small roaches. And then my roommate's girlfriend moved in recently, and since there's been a girl, there has not been a single roach. I don't know what women do or like how this has happened, but literally the day she moved in, I have not seen a single cockroach.
You gotta kill them, bro. Or
But they're gone. She fucking did something. It's like her aura just like...
Or she put like the powder that kills them.
I put the powder that kills them for fucking weeks and I didn't they didn't go anywhere. But then she pulled up, and they're gone.
Wow. Would you eat a roach for $1 million?
Yeah.
Would you?
I would probably do anything for $1 million.
Okay.
Keep that in your back pocket.
Yeah, it's in my back pocket. You know, when I just have $1 million to spare,
Yeah,
I'll hit you
I'll
up.
be ready.
Yeah. Would you eat a rat from the subway, cooked like a rotisserie chicken, for $71,000 after taxes?
I feel like that probably would taste good.
Cooked pretty well, you know. Like
I feel like we have like well, rats did the plague, right?
yeah, maybe, probably, yeah, because they were just like crawling around people's beds and stuff back in the day.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wonder whether like cooked rat tastes good. I'm sure it does.
I'd
Like,
probably
why is
try it.
chicken different than rat? Like,
I know. I would try rat,
I think they eat rat in China. I've seen that.
and they eat lots of things there. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen that.
I'm down to try whatever. You know, so I mean, I can't judge them. You know.
Yeah, I'm not judging them at all.
Maybe I'm Chinese, but
Maybe.
you never know. Would you eat snake?
Yeah, I'm from Florida.
I would try snake.
I would try.
I tried alligator before. You know, iguana. You could eat iguana. I've watched iguana catch, cook, and cleans by Floridians.
Yeah, that's like a rite of passage in Florida. Seeing someone shoot an iguana.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you know, you've become a man when you see that on like South Dixie Highway.
Oh yeah, facts. South Dixie Highway. I know that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, the time is wrapping up for the this wonderful episode of Sambuco Sessions. This has probably been one of the more zesty conversations with our wonderful guest, Nory. Nory, why don't you tell them where they could find your music and all that? You know what I'm saying? So they could hear more of your wonderful, epic rapping skills as you demonstrated with your wonderful, epic podcast freestyle.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Nory. That's Nory. You can find my music by searching that. And my latest album is called Fuck That, This The Rhythm. So check it out.
Congratulations on the latest album, and congratulations on everything, and thank you for being.
Congratulations to you, bro. You're going on tour. You guys are killing it. I'm really happy for you, bro.
Rock and roll, baby. You know what I'm saying, gang?
Yeah, bro.
All right, with that, we will end this episode of the Sambuco Sessions.